Election will continue tomorrow in the first criminal trial of a former U.S. president. Donald Trump was in court today for day one of his hush money trial, coming face to face with 96 potential jurors. And when they were asked if they could be fair and impartial, more than half raised their hands to say no. Eyewitness News reporter Jim Dolan has details from court.
The scene in Lower Manhattan was beamed to TV screens around the world, an army of reporters here to cover every historic nuance. Inside the 15th floor courtroom, Donald Trump stared and glowered into the enormity of it all, and he did all he could to put off this moment.
It's a scam trial, and it's a political witch hunt. Election interference, that's all it's about. Thank you very much.
His criminal trial, the first ever for Donald Trump or any former U.S. president, is underway in Lower Manhattan. In the morning, the judge ruled that the infamous Access Hollywood tape, where Trump bragged about groping women,
when you're a star, they let you do it,
would not be played before the jury, though lawyers and witnesses could quote from it. And then jury selection, a pool of 500 possible jurors whittled down already. On a 7-page questionnaire, one woman answered yes to a question about if she had strong opinions about the former president. She was excused. Another said, "I believe no one is above the law, whether it be a former president, a sitting president, or a janitor." He was allowed to stay. There were, of course, protests outside from both sides of the political divide in America.
Donald Trump did nothing wrong!
Perhaps. Trump is charged, though, with 34 counts of falsifying business records about hush money payments he made to adult film star Stormy Daniels. Daniels claims the two had consensual sex and that Trump paid her $130,000 through his lawyer and fixer, Michael Cohen, who will be the prosecution's star witness. Cohen pleaded guilty to tax evasion and served more than a year in prison. Prosecutors want the former president to be held in contempt because of what they believe are violations of the judge's limited gag order. Judge Mershon did not rule on that motion today, but he did warn Donald Trump that he must be in court every single day of this trial, that the jury is in court, and that if he violates that order, the former president of the United States could land in jail.